Hi everyone, welcome back to Brook Valley Life, or hello for the first time. Today we're talking about arrow rests. And as I've said before, archers usually say what they see and name things like that as well. So what is an arrow rest? It's a piece of equipment that the arrow rests on. Pretty simple. So what we're going to do is have a look at some of the arrow rests that are out there, the different types, what they're made from, and yeah, let me know in the comments, what do you use? Why do you use it, and will you ever change? So stay with me and let's go and have a look. But before we go there, I just want to have a quick chat about something that's happening in Germany. So a Facebook friend of mine from Germany, I'm just checking here, Lars Jäger from Gerdschagen. Sorry if I've butchered that, which I most probably have. Is having a tournament, the PAC International Tournament. It's the Prigbitz Archery Cup. Sorry, I was looking at what it's called. And what they're doing is they are having a archery competition. I believe it's over 3 days. I'll put the links in below. So if you're in Europe or in Germany or anywhere over that way or can get there, go and have a look at this place. Contact Lars. There's a website for this, and what I believe it is, they're using power archers as well as able-bodied archers all in together and having a big competition. So check it out, help Lars out, helping me out. Check out the PAC International Archery Tournament. So in a previous video we looked at the button, as in, there we go, the cushion plunger button. Today what we're going to look at is the other thing that interacts with, or one of the other things I should say, that interacts with our arrow, and that is what the arrow sits on. Now we're talking recurve archery here. This could either be bare bow or Olympic recurve, and what we have is a thing called an arrow rest. Now there's 3 main types of arrow rest. 2 of them are pretty similar. I've only got the 2 here. The third one I'll put a picture up. But what we're looking at basically is something that the arrow sits on. It keeps it in the correct position and allows it to be shot horizontally from the bow. So first one with arrow rest, or type of arrow rest we're going to look at, is the most basic type that a recurve archer, i.e. Olympic recurve or bare bower, is going to use, and this is a stick-on super rest. Hoyt makes a very good one, and all it is a piece of plastic. I'll put a picture up of it here. Piece of plastic, it's shaped so the arrow can sit on it. It sticks on, so it is a stick-on rest, and it can either have the button coming through the burger hole, or it's got a little standoff piece of plastic that can act as a shock absorber type thing. So is this thing any good? Well, actually there's been people who've shot at the Olympics that have used a super rest. It's simple, very little to go wrong with it. You just stick it on at the right height and away you go. However, if we want to take a step forward now, we're still going to look at stick-on rests, but they turn to metal. So here's a nice green, I think this is a Fivix one, possibly, not sure, and all you get is a plate that sticks onto the side of the bow. You've got an arm, hopefully you can see that, arm sticks out, and you can adjust it through that grub screw, Allen-headed grub screw just there. You can loosen that, and depending on what size arrow you've got, this can come out further or go in. This goes over the burger hole on your riser, and it's usually the back one is what you use if it's 2 holes, and a lot of them now are magnetic, so they will, as soon as the arrow flies past, they will spring back out. And here we have another one that's already in position. Yeah, through the burger hole, can be moved up and down by loosening this one here, and to pull it in and out further you just bend it backwards and forwards. Pretty simple. And to see how this works, the button comes through, gets to a certain point, whoops a daisy, and then you can set your center shot, so you can see where the arrow sits, and you'll notice it's up at an angle, if we get that right. Yep, so it's up at a slight angle. That is to stop the arrow falling off the rest when you draw it. If you've got a clicker on there as well, that will stop it until it goes past the clicker. But there. Issue I've had with these before is that the stickiness stops sticking and it falls off. And I've seen this at the World Cup with a German shooter. I think it was Florian Unruh. Male shooter, and he was shooting, this came loose and his arrows were going all over the place, and he had to swap bows while he was shooting in the match play. So they do come loose. Lots of different shapes and sizes. This is one, as you can see, I've not opened it yet, that I've found from Nika, and it's got gradient, a little dial around it so you can get it to the right angle. It doesn't take up much room. It comes with extra sticky on bits and comes with the Allen keys. Fantastic bit of kit. I just wish they would sell it on their website rather than just AliExpress. I had to buy this with a button, but I find these ones excellent. So that is your stick on rest, and that's all it is. It just sticks on the side of the riser like this. Yeah, as you can see there. And that's it. This one's been on here for a long time now. And I use the Nika one with my Nika bow, and yeah, find it really good. So if we move on one more, what have we got? Well, we have got our wraparound rest. Yeah, it looks a bit weird. This is a Arco Sports Bigarelli, so I believe that's Italian. And what it does well, it does what it says on the tin. It actually wraps around the riser. This is why your riser has 2, usually, burger holes. One is for the button and the other one is for a bolt that fits through and bolts this on. So a bit like that. I've got one set up, I'll show you in a minute. These are slightly better because they give you a lot more adjustability, way to tune it. You can move it up and down, you can move it in and out. They usually magnetic as well and push out. This one I'm not sure if it is. And this is solid. Once it's bolted on, it will not come off. I've used a, crikey, what is it, a Cartel or an AAE Micro Elite for a long time now, and the only issue I've really had with them is I shoot all weathers, and what happens is these small little grub screws all the way around, this doesn't really have many compared to my one, they rust because they're made from steel, and this is an American one and you can't move them. So I've had a few issues where I can't get them out, and if I try and drill them out, they're so small I just can't find grub screws that small here in New Zealand, when I was in the UK, all over the place, because the rest of the world use a decimal system, whereas the US, for some reason, they say it's a land of freedom and all this, they use the imperial system that only them and 2 other countries use. And those countries are in back end beyond. Sorry if you're from Liberia or Myanmar, but that is it. So everyone else in the world uses metric, and that's my little rant. I will stop now before anyone gets upset with me. However, these wrap-on rests, they come in a pack, and as you can see here, you get the rest, You get a couple of bolts with washers to hold it in position and the Allen keys to adjust everything. They're pretty good. You can adjust it perfectly to how you want it. So let's have a look at the AAE rest and the difference between this basic wraparound and the one I've got, and the one I've got on my Hoyt Nexus at the moment. So let's go and have a look. So here is the AAE Micro Elite I've got. It's a Cavalier Micro Elite. Excuse me. As you can see, if it focuses, it is a wraparound rest. You've got the button, you've got the locking bolt, and it has micro, oh crikey, can you see it? Hopefully, then there, come on, focus you bugger. There, it's got micro adjustment left and right, up and down. Straighten the light, so that's really good camera work. Someone sacked the cameraman. And then if you come around, there's a grub screw under here and a grub screw in here. This is all magnetic, and at the moment that's pushed in, so let's flop that out. There we go. And yeah, this I used for a good 10 years. It lasts. The only issue you get is the rust on the grub screws. So I would say use stainless steel, but that won't work. I didn't keep care of it enough. I should have WD-40'd them and got them nice and clean. So let's go quickly back again. Arrow rests. Make sure you get one that you like, you're confident with. This is what it comes down to a lot, being confident with your equipment. Wrap around, stick on, whichever one you want to use. As I said, I used to have wraparound, now I'm looking more on the stick-on ones. Yeah, get them in the right position. Up and down, backwards and forwards, and you always get clearance from your arrow. They help you get center shot, they help you get the arrow running straight, and yeah, that's your arrow rest for a recurve bow. Well, if you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like, subscribe, share it, do whatever you want with it, and yeah, keep shooting, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.